You migrated from Lahore to Bikaner to save your life and your family, and you achieved that. And when then you migrated from Bikaner to London to protect your father actually moved to protect your family and make them wealthy and everything. Uh, how satisfied are you with your migration? Are you satisfied at this age now?
Well, I myself, I'm satisfied
Just
because,
if you can look at me, then
yeah,
I will
sorry,
answer.
I myself am satisfied because when we came from Cambridgeshire, we came to London and we stayed there for 10 years. I went to school there and then I was put out from school at the age of 14.
So you're satisfied with the results of your migration?
I'm satisfied from the point of view of coming from London, we came to Cardiff, and from Cardiff, all the English knowledge that I have written and spoken is going to college here in Cardiff and doing a Cambridge lower certificate because otherwise I didn't know so much any of the English.
Is there any regret or any wish which was not fulfilled, which you was thinking, if I was in Lahore, I would have fulfilled that wish, or I would have fulfilled that dream? Or
My father used to do this business, hawker business, and friend of his was telling him, Hanam Singh, put your son to work. He'll bring you a couple of pound home every evening. He's not going to sit on a chair and work. But when I became a social worker, I was sitting on a chair and a table to give advice and information to everybody and anybody. And then I thought to myself how wrong these people were that I wouldn't be able to sit on a chair and work. So, from that point of view, I made some note that I was the our was the first family to come to Britain as a family. All other people were here was single people, and I am the first Sikh in Wales who became a deputy Lord Mayor of Cardiff. I am the first Sikh to become a councillor of Cardiff. Um, and I'm the first Sikh as well as the first Asian who has had 6 weeks bursary to go to America for 6 weeks to see how they treat their unemployed youngster and preschool children. And I'm also the first Sikh in our community from here in Britain as well as in India who has achieved to get an MBE from the Queen. Nobody has did that before that. And I'm also the, as I said, the first Sikh to become blue collar worker, and I was appointed as a magistrate, first Sikh in Wales to be appointed as a magistrate, and I served for 20 years. So things has pulled me along. Not that I sort of was worrying. I was enjoying pushing myself forward.
so you
And
consider these are your achievements because you migrated to UK.
yes, and this was what has happened with all the families that if after Pakistan people would come here and they would go back home and tell their friends and relatives, Britons, you can make money there. Come to Britain. If you haven't, this one guy who died in Bristol, he said, if you haven't got money, I'll give you money to go by sea. It used to cost £35 to come to Britain by sea. He said, if you haven't got money, I'll loan you money. You go there and do the business, and you'll be able to be better off. So it was a trend that went. I don't know if you quote the history of South Hall. South Hall was uh, uh, one chap who used to live there who wanted to set up a tire factory. And he served with the Sikhs in Punjab. And he went to Punjab and said, I'm setting up a factory in Britain. And I worked with you guys. If anybody wants to come, I'll take you. And that's how every Sikh came to Southall.
So, what are the regrets of leaving Lahore, and you missed that so much?
I still miss Lahore and everything that existed in Lahore, my school, my house, my friends, and the neighborhood. It was so secluded that we didn't thought about any problem coming. But they say when problem comes, it comes in a big way.
Which migration was difficult for you? Migration from Lahore to Bikaner or Bikaner to London? Which was difficult?
No, I think it from Lahore to Bikaner because we weren't settled. We once we got to Bikaner, we were living as a sort of homeless people, and in Bikaner was a difficulty that you couldn't get water enough to drink even. And we used to, as a kid, used to go to other people's houses to get water from
I've
taps.
seen your photo in your book sitting on your motorbike.
Yes,
Tell us about that motorbike because you was looking very dashing and very.
yeah. Well, when two
When,
of our gentlemen took cars from here, from when we used to live in London, they took this to Vauxhall. And my father had engaged me in India to a girl born 1946. And people were telling my parent to engage him so that he becomes somebody else's. Then you'll have more sons and things like that. So they engaged me to this girl in Ravi Road. And the thing was this that she was left behind and we came to Britain. And people in Britain used to come to my father and say, let me marry my daughter to your son. Oh no, no, he said he's engaged to a girl in Pakistan there in India, and we're going to go very soon to marry him off. And from Ravi Road they moved to Jaipur. And people, the grandmother of my wife used to write to my father as a brother and say, you promise me you'll come down and marry her to your son. So my father say, we'll take a motorbike from here. And took me to AA, bought a motorbike, took me to AA to let me practice that. And we took it to the train, and there used to be a baggage train at that time.
where is that motorbike now?
What happened was that we took it to the train first, and then we took it to the ship because we went by sea uh, on a ship called Batori, Polish liner. And I took the bike down into the hole, tied it up against the ship wall, and then we got to Delhi, and it came no Bombay, and it came out on the road, and it had two leg shields, and it had two leg shields. And people, when we put it outside Bombay railway station, people flocked to have a look at it. What is this? What does it look like? It was new then. But we took it from there to Delhi, and from Delhi we came to and I used to ride around, and we rode. What was happening was that my father printed my wedding cards, and I used to go and deliver them. They said used to say, go to Ludhiana, go Ambala, go to Amritsar, Chandigarh, and deliver them. And I used to do it on the motorbike. And by the time we came to sell it, I drove 40,000 kilometer, that motorbike, and we sold it.
If you have to live in Lahore now, everything they put it back, would you like to live in Lahore? In same house? In,
Uh, I mean, the thing is this, I am hearing that some Indian families are living there in Lahore. I even know, I heard that one guy who is in the army, in Pakistan army, is a Sikh also. So uh, the life has become too far now. And I've been retired now for over 10 years.
would you like to live in your same house if
If it was there, I would fly home today, you know. But unfortunately, they knocked the houses down.
you've mentioned your uncles Ratan Singh Shah,
Yeah.
Vasta Singh Darad, and Harnam Singh Komi, Mool Singh Bakar. They have surnames.
Yes.
Were they poets?
They were given a nickname.
I see. You
They,
you
they, they were involved in a political party of their own between the same community. Because when you used to go to a wedding, there was one party who used to say, we got to keep you here for 2 nights and feed you 4 times. And my father's side was saying, no, no, we only come once, you feed us once and we'll go back. And this was a contentional point. And then they used to give, and my father was given the nickname of Qaumi, and the other one was given Dard, and Mool Singh was just given Bakar.
okay. So
Yeah.
you remember your uncles from your father's side, your mother's side, your grandfather, even your grandfather's sons, everything. Seems like you have affiliation with them, you own them, and you have knowledge of what they used to do, what businesses they have. Do you have same feelings from your next generation, from your sons and
My father was the eldest son of the family, and I am the eldest of whole of the clan. Cousins and nephew and nieces, they're old. I'm the older from them. The and they wherever I go, I don't have a point of saying is your taya. No, I am the taya.
so
You know.
kids, your sons, your grandsons, and your brother's sons, they have same.
But destiny has made me my son um, younger than rest of the community now, because my wife wasn't able to have, she lost her son while giving after being birth, and he died, and she wasn't able to have any more children, and she forced me into going to get another wife. So I married second time, and now I have 3 sons and 3 daughters from this wife.
What do you feel about Sangatpura Lahore?
The Sangatpura was, I'm sort of missing that because they established it so nicely that things were going around because the Gurdwara was there, and my uncle Ratan Singh uh, wrote in one of his books that at one time in our locality, in our street, there was raining onions and what have you, uh, aubergines were floating, raining on us. And then he said, we asked him, I said, what do you mean by that? And he said there was two men selling vegetable on the radar.